Alright guys, now I'm going to talk about the term called stub. It's a stub. A stub is a special function that can be used in the top-down testing to stand for a lower level function. Now, this term is really simple to understand. Now, at each level of testing, you want to know that you've reached a certain place in the code, and when you are testing, I guess when you're testing your code, you want to know if you've reached that part of the code successfully. And what programmers normally do, they add in a output variable or output statement to verify, oh, we've gotten thus far and we have not made a mistake. Say for instance you had a code and simple, int a equals 3, int b equals 2, and then you have a int sum, boom, and it takes two variables, a, b, and it returns this function is going to take it's going to have another variable and some. Actually, let's name this add. Let's name that add. And this add variable is this add function takes two variables equals a plus b. Boom. Now, say for instance you had 10 of these and they were all coded together, and you want to know whether this code is correct. If it's correct, it's going to see out something. If that's correct, these two input values are correct, it's going to see out yes, true. Let's just say true. It's going to see out true. And now, basically what I'm trying to say is, you have functions like in a top-down method, top-down approach. When you're testing, you want to see that your program is running perfectly fine, like a well-oiled machine, and it's going down and boom, you have tons of code, and you want to have a function that will state like, we've reached this point and there hasn't been a mistake. You don't want to just you don't want to just let's say look through the whole code one by one. You just want the code to just run by itself. You don't want to do unit testing. Unit testing is like when you're testing each function by itself. You just want to you have a bunch of functions, and you just want to run the code, just see if it's going to work. And now you want to know how far you go down that code before it reaches a mistake. And you use these stubs to verify whether your mark in the code where you haven't made a mistake. So they're like just safety marks. Basically, that's exactly what they are, safety marks. And they just put an output. Yo, if you reach this far, you've reached that far, you've reached that far. Then you may come down to a code where there's a mistake, error. Boom, there's an error. And then you know that from that point on, or from this point to before, there isn't an error. But up until this point, there's an error. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what stub is. It's a placeholder. That's what it is. It's a placeholder to tell you whether where you are in your code. So that's stubs in a nutshell. Hopefully you guys understand that. It's a very easy concept to understand, and just watch the video again if you don't get it. That's that in a nutshell. Hope you like it.